Okay, so it is done. So what I have done, I am doing is I have created a HTML file, and it is a normal HTML file with some a header is there, a section is there, a contain section with a class container, a form is there, and UL of users is there, and something is commented out which we are going to use soon, and then there is a main.js attached, and a CSS file is also attached to it, styles.css to see, and this is the styles.css. I'm not going to go through it because this will be there in the GitHub. So because this is not a CSS class, this is a JavaScript class, so you can go through it. So it's a nice style is there, and if I come here and now I will go live, and so it will show like this. So now what we are going to do, we are going to start our main.js. Okay, let me do one more thing. Let me bring it here, and let me make it a bit smaller, and we are okay with it, means anyways. Okay, so we'll learn like this. Okay, so the main thing is there are many first let's see the window object, console.log of window. So what is this window? So let me open my console, then I can see it. Console is there. Okay, so save it and see, this is the window object. It has got many important properties like alert is there, so alert the pop-up which comes, alert is there, fetch is there. Fetch is very important, the API by which we can do the through which we can do the API calls to anything. We don't need to install anything nowadays, so the fetch is also there. Then our main thing is there. Yeah, this document is very important. With this document we can select anything, so this document is very important. So all these things are there, so just wanted to tell this thing. Okay, so it's okay. So let me comment this out, and then I will first learn to grab single element, how to grab a single element. So that is very important to know. So there is this my form is there, which is ID. It is very important to know this is ID. So we will grab this. Okay, so const form equal to document dot get element by ID will do, and this my form I'll do. So get element by ID and my form I'll do. Save it, and now I have to see it. So and this form, so I'm storing it in a variable. Get element by ID gets the element by ID. So what it gets by ID, so let me see it. Inspect console, so it gets the complete form. See, it is get the complete form. I can use the complete form. So like get element by ID, there is a query selector also, so let us see that. So directly, instead of declaring a variable, let us do it directly. Document, I should spell it right, document dot query, why it is not coming, query selector, document dot query selector dot container, and let me do one more, which is h1. So see, this query selector is much more powerful than get element by ID. It can use at different places. What is this dot container? So this dot container is this whole container, but it's a class, so we have to give a dot, and if we have to select some element, we have to give h1. h1 form, anything we can select like that. Means this query selector is much more powerful. See, get element by id, we can only get that. There is something known as get element by class name also. So they are specific, and this can be used in a general way, query selector. So let me save it. See this, I am selecting the section container and h1 with this, so we can do that. Okay, so now we will select multiple items. How to select multiple items? So let us learn that. Select multiple items. Okay, so here I can do the console log document dot get elements. So okay, so let me also uncomment this. Okay, so as I have told, I will uncomment it. So get elements by class name. So see, this item is there. Okay, this item is there. So it has got it is there in multiple classes. Okay, this li item is there in multiple classes. So I am selecting that only. Get elements by class name. I will select elements by class name and item, and similarly get elements by, I can select by tag name, and let me select li. See the HTML collection, it is coming. Okay, so this HTML collection, it is coming. Okay, so there is another thing to select the multiple element, which is again the same query selector. So we will write that also, clg. Actually that is much better in a way, I will tell it soon. So query selector all, but it is query selector all, not query selector. So these tags are a bit different, and I will do dot item dot item, the same thing. That item is item is this thing, and li is also this thing. So let me save it. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me get rid of this, and see, one thing to notice is that, see, this is a node list, query selector, and these are all HTML collection. So what are different? They are actually not array. Even the node list is not an array, and HTML collection is not an array. They seems like an array, and they have many properties like an array, but actually they are not array. So what is that thing? So iterating is a bit difficult HTML collection than in the node list, as in the query selector. Why it is different difficult? So let me show. Iterating. Okay, iterating const node items equal to document dot query selector all, document dot query selector all item. Yeah, query selector all item, same thing. I'm just putting it in a document dot query selector all item, and anything I can take. Let me take this one. Okay, const call items equal to like this. Now the higher order matters, like the for each. Nowadays everybody uses for each, so that you can learn in the ES6 part. Okay, so node items dot for each item and clg console.log item. So this is so simple to do it like this. Okay, so let me comment out this and save it. See, it is so easy to do the console log like this. Now I'll do the same thing with call items. I will try to do it. I cannot do it. So it is giving an error. The for each is not a function, it is not defined, so we cannot use it like this. So this will give error. So the way to use it is a normal for loop we can use. So normal for loop, see again, the normal for loop is I have to give so many things. I is equal to 0, I is less than call items dot length I plus I plus plus, and then clg call items I is there, save it, and see I'm getting now this. If I comment it out, yeah, I got all those things. So this is the way to do it. So this is one of the drawback. Okay, so that is there. Now let me comment this out, and I'll show this item 1, item 2 is there. So there is a something known as remove. We can remove it with that remove. Okay, const ul equal to document dot query const ul equal document dot query selector dot items is there. So querySelector dot items, again I have done this items. Okay, items is again this one ul. Okay, so ul I am doing this, and ul dot remove, I can directly remove it from the DOM, save it, it is removed from the DOM. Okay, so it is like that. Now we will learn about DOM manipulations, which is very important. DOM manipulation. The same thing I will take. Okay, the same thing I will take, and okay, so we can add anything, remove anything with this JavaScript. We can add anything to the HTML, we can remove anything to the HTML. So we will learn about those things. Okay, so how to do, I've selected this items ul I have selected. Now let us change the content of all this item 1, item 2, item 3. So we can easily do those things in JavaScript. Ul, let me increase the font size a bit, I should have done it earlier. Ul dot first element child. So first element child is there. So first element child means what is the first element of ul, it will do that. And there is something known as text content. So what is the text content inside it, it will do. And this is HTML I will do, and if I save it, see, it will change to HTML. So text content means whatever inside it is item 1, and first child is li. Ul of first child of ul is this li. Okay, so this is there. Then ul dot first element, we'll use, there are different ways to do this. So I will do the children. There is something known as children also, children of first, and dot inner text equal to css is there. So the inner text is another thing. So see, inner text css I have done. Okay, the next thing we will do is ul dot, there is something known as last element child dot inner html equal to b and java script. So what I am doing here, this inner html is different than inner text. You can put HTML here, and all the HTML you will put, it will come. So not this, save it. See, it is bold is a HTML tag, so I am able to do that. Okay, so similarly I will choose this button also, const button equal to document dot query selector dot btn, and a bit button I have selected because see, if you come here, this has got a class button. Okay, so I have selected a button. Now btn dot style dot background and background color. So I have to use camel case here. Background color equal to, maybe I will make it blue, and btn dot style dot color equal to, not green, green is not blue and green is not good, white I will give. So this way we can even change the background color. See, the background color, blue and white, it is been changed. So this is the way in which we can do that. So now so we can manipulate it down. Now we will learn another thing which is very important, which is event listeners. Event listeners we will learn. So everything in this document have an event listener, means you can click on something and there will be, so first we have to attach that event listener, then we have to move forward. So const button equal to, we'll attach an event listener to the button. So dot btn, and we will have a const ul. So ul we will do document dot query selector items. I will do, yeah, items I will do, and just comment this out. Okay, so wait, I will comment this out because we have to select those things only. Okay, btn dot add event listener. So this is how we add event listener. So one of the main event listeners is a click event listener. So in this button we will have a click event. A button generally have a click event. Whenever you go to a site, you click a button, so it is like having a click event, and it is known by this. So first parameter is take the event, and second parameter is a function. With the function we can give it here also and outside also. We will soon see how we can give it outside. Okay, e is there, then e dot prevent default. This is very important. E dot prevent default. Why it is very important? E dot prevent default, because by default what happens in a form it submits to PHP, that is the old function. So we have to prevent that original thing from happening. Okay, so then document dot query selector, not all, query selector, I want to select the hash my form. So my hash my form, as you can see, it is there. We have no the whole form I am selecting. Dot style dot background color equal to hash ccc. So this will not affect now. Whenever I click on it, then only this will do. Okay, now why I am doing this, I have not commented this out because I will do this here also. Okay, so now let me comment this all out. So now what I have done, see what I have done, whenever click, then only these things will change. So by default it is like this, but I come here, click it, then the background is also changed, and this all three are changed. So there was a click listener here. Okay, so like click listener, there are other things also are there, like mouse over is also there. So if I save it and I bring the mouse over it, okay, but that is not a good experience, so I will make it back to click. Okay, so this is there. Now we will learn to submit a form. Actually this is very important stuff, submitting a form, which is generally always done. So let us learn that. Submit the form, and for that const, so we'll submit this thing in this same form, const my form equal to, okay, let us comment this out again I don't want this now. Const myForm equal to document dot query selector myForm. Yeah, it is right. Const name input equal to document dot query selector so what I am selecting, see name input, see if you go to the name, there is an ID of name, so I am selecting that. Similarly, const email input equal to document dot query selector hash email I will do, okay, and const msg equal to document dot query selector, not this is not hash, this is dot msg this div, empty div, this is an empty div. After this add user, this is an empty div dot msg I have selected, and there is a hash users also, this also is an empty ul, I will select that also. Const user list equal to document dot query selector hash users, yeah, users is there, so I'll do that. And then my form dot add event listener, it is a submit event listener, because when we, this is the form, it has got a submit thing also, although there is a button which is input type submit, so when we click on it or press enter, it will submit. So form have a event listener, special type of event listener known as submit, okay. So this submit is there. Then after that I can write a function here also like this, the function which I have written it, so I can write it outside also, so I will show how to write it outside. So let us see how to write it outside. So on on submit is there, and then no, I don't want that, so then I will write it outside. Function on submit, and it will take e as always, and then it will take e dot prevent default I will do, and then if name input dot value, so I am doing some checking also here. If name input dot value, see is on submit will happen when I click on the submit, okay. Function e dot value triple equal to empty string, or email input is also empty string, so let me bring email input is also empty string. So what will happen, so if both of them are empty string, then means the user submitted an empty form, that means the user submitted an empty form. So msg dot class list, so there is something known as class list dot add and error msg dot class list dot add error. So class list msg is this is the msg, and the class list dot add error means there is something known as this error is there, which is already there. This error it will add, msg dot class list dot add error it will add, and then msg dot inner html equal to please enter all fields, please enter all fields I'll do, and okay, so let me save it and let me try to submit it like this, please enter all fields. But the problem is that this error will not go, and I want this error to go, okay. So how this error should go, there is another function known as set timeout in JavaScript. Set timeout is there, and I can do the remove thing which we had learned earlier, msg dot remove is there, and then after 5 seconds is a lot of time. Let me remove after 3 seconds. So after 3 seconds I will remove it. After 3 seconds I will remove it. Let me save it. Let me click again. 1 2 3. Yeah, it is removed after 3 seconds. So this is how the checking we can do. A simple validation we have done with JavaScript. So the another thing is that if the user entered both of the fields, then what? So then the else part will be there, else part. So we are not submitting to backend API and all those things. They are beyond this course. And const ally, at least this DOM basics. So they are on the later on the projects. Okay, document dot there is something known as create element. Yeah, we can also create element with JavaScript. Means create element means HTML element, not only append to it like that. So we are creating an element known as ally. So ally dot append child I am doing. Ally dot append child I want in a different line, not in the same line. Ally dot append child, and again we have to do document dot create text node. Document dot create text node I have to do, and then I have to do like this. So create text node, it's actually creates the text node. Document dot create text node, it will create the text node. Then it is like this in the template string I'm doing, and then name input dot value. So name input I want to do this name input dot value, and email input dot value. So whatever the user have given here, I want to actually print this thing, name input dot value and email input dot value. Document dot create text node, and then there is user list dot append child ally. So what is this user list? User list is nothing but the UL. So inside this unordered list I'm creating the ally with this. Okay, list dot unordered list dot ally. So let me save it, and let me give like this, and see it will be added, but this is remaining here. This is not going away, so this is not a good user experience. So name input dot value I will make it empty, and email input dot value I'll make that empty also. See what now what will happen, like I will give this and submit Nabindu, and like this I will submit, so it will add it. So this is the way to show it, and this is a very good small project for you to complete. So async JS, what is the issue? Why do you need the async JS? Okay, so we'll do that. So the JS has been just a JavaScript playground. Okay, so JavaScript, and whatever the output will be there. I don't want auto to be running. Then there is a const post is there, and array of object. We'll take array of object, and it will have a title, not title, title of JS basics. Suppose it is a array of post, and we are receiving it as an object. So this is the most popular way to receive the array. So summary, all the internet runs on like array of objects only. Summary, this is JS. Let me copy this. This is DOM, and this is DOM basics. Then we will have a function get post, and inside this there will be set time out, the JavaScript function. This is a common JavaScript function, set timeout, which can be used to run anything after a delay. Okay, so like this. And I want to run this function, whatever is inside it, after 1 second, which means 1000 millisecond. We pass it like this. So what I am going to do, let output equal to this empty string post dot for each. So we are using the for each, ES6 for each post, and output, which is right now a empty string output plus equal to, means plus equal to means output equal to output plus. So this is again a common JavaScript thing. Okay, so we are doing advanced JavaScript, so most of you should know the JavaScript, and that is in my basic course. Li dollar post dot title, post dot title, and the li will complete here, then the p post dot summary, let me have some more space. Okay, post dot summary, and a paragraph, so it is like this. Post dot yeah, li once I'm doing in paragraph, and once I'm doing it li, and the other is in paragraph. So then I'm just doing document dot body dot inner HTML equal to output. So what is this means, what it will do? So this is not JavaScript class. Then also I want to tell what it will do. See, it will loop through this, and it will make something like li and p 2 times, JS basic and this, and when we are putting it into the inner HTML of the body, it will show it here. So let me just show it. So to just show it, let me do this get post, and let me run it. So it actually ran after some time, means 1 second to be precise. Okay, so JS basic, this is JS, DOM basic, this is DOM. So what it does means it creates a string type of li and p. Okay, li, instead of li, why don't I give b? B is much better, because li means I require a UL also somewhere. Run with JS. See, this is much better. Yeah, okay, so this is how it is shown. Okay, so now what we need to do, so the thing is that now we have to do the callback thing. So for that, suppose I want to add something to this post I want to add something. So I have a function okay. So we will create this function create post, not create post. So this is singular, post will be there, and again we will introduce the problem here, and it will be set time out post dot push post, and 2000 is there, and get posts is there, and we'll also call the create post after this, which is create post. And let me copy this thing In title, let it be async basic. This is async. So what do we think this will do? So this is 2000 millisecond means, so get post is done, then the create post we are doing, it is after 2 seconds. Okay, so now let me run it, and as it is said, this is the issue, this is the actual issue. So the actual issue is that the problem is that create post was run after a delay of 2000 milliseconds or 2 seconds. Before that the DOM was already painted. Even if I move this down, nothing will happen because the DOM was already painted and get post was done. Although now the post have 3 elements, but DOM was already painted, and this is where the async programming is used, and we will look into the callback first. So to check the callback, let me open another JS bin, actually JS bin, because I want to give all this in the link below so that you all can check it out, JavaScript output. And let me actually copy all this thing and then we will change it. Okay, and this is JS callback. Okay, I don't want auto run I never like it. Okay, so then after that, so what is a callback? So for the callback, what we are going to do, see here post is there, here I will be passing a callback. So this is actually a function. I can write it A, B, C, anything. It doesn't even matter. Okay, so post.push is there, and then call back, and I will be calling the function here. Okay, and now get post will not be called like this, but as you can see, this is taking a second parameter, and this is not a simple parameter. This post can be anything, and this is an object in our case, but this is something which we are calling after it. It is actually a function, and this function is get posts. This function is the get post. So we are just passing the function. We are not passing it like this. If you pass it like this, this will be called right away. So we are not going to call it right away. We are passing the reference to a function, and then we are calling it. So now if I run, now see what will happen. Okay, oh, I know what is happen. It is not get post, it is get post. Okay, it's get post. So now run it. Now after, actually it came after 2000 millisecond or 2 seconds. So what happened? So it came here, callback is there, set post dot push is there, so it will push it after 2 seconds, and then this callback will run. Means it will come here, it will push, then it is short of it is stopping it to run this callback unless this is complete. So after 2 seconds this will be complete and the post will be pushed, and then the callback will be run, and we will get the result. Even if it is run first, it will run again, and we'll get the result. So this is how it works in JavaScript. This is how we do asynchronous programming in JavaScript through callback. Now we will look into promises. Promises are better version of callbacks and were introduced in ES6. So callback has a problem, and that is known as callback hell, and that is one of the assignment for you all to find it out. What is a callback hell? So let's do the promises thing, and again I'm creating a new JS bin, and I am going to copy it all, and so that you all can refer it back. JS bin, JavaScript and output I want. Let me make it big, and promises. Rest of the things will be same, even this will be same, but this is where we were doing the main thing, and this is what will change. Okay, so in promise what we have, we need to return a new promise. So we need to wrap this whole thing. So first thing is that there will not be any callbacks kind of a thing, and I don't want to do this auto run, so this callback will also go from here, and from now I will do return new promise, and it promise always resolve or reject. So it's either resolve or reject depending upon whatever the thing we give inside it, depending on true or false, either it will resolve or it will reject. And promise is something which is generally used in the server side of the code, not in the front end side of a thing. But then we are learning JavaScript right now. Resolve comma reject, and you will see this promise a lot in a Node.js code. Okay, so resolve reject is there, and like this. And what we are going to do, this all of set timeout, let me cut it and paste it there, indent it a bit. Okay, so it will go like this, post and all, as I have told that it sends a resolve or a reject. So let us have a temporary variable known as const num equal to maybe 5. So generally we will go through some logic when we do this in a real life code. So but here we just have to send it. So okay, it is going to the next line. So better let me reduce it to 150 or okay, reduce it to 150, yeah, because it is going to the next line. Okay, so num is greater than 4 means this will be true. Num is greater than 4 means 5 is greater than 4. Yeah, it is true. Then it will do the resolve, or if it is not true, then it will do the reject, and in reject I'll give error, something went wrong. Okay, something like this. And now this create post will not have this get post here. So with promises, what happens when we resolve or reject, we have to catch the code, and there is a then block or a catch block is there. Okay, so there is a then block or a catch block. So then will be there, and a catch block will be there. So then will always run in the case of resolve, and catch will always run in the case of reject. Okay, so get post. So if it is successful, then we'll run the get post, and if it is not successful, then we'll run the error. Catch is the general for error, and for the reject case. So in reject case we are passing this thing. So we are going to use that actually. Error document dot body dot inner HTML equal to what we are passing here, $error. Error. Okay, so this is how it ends. So if I will run with JS, it will again run in the same way as we did in the callback function. So it will come here, promise post dot push dot post is there. So it will wait till the resolve is done. It will wait and the resolve is done. So resolve, when the resolve is done and this post is added, post dot push, the post will be added, it will come here, and then the then block is there, and then it will call the get post. So definitely it will run. So this is much cleaner way to understand also. Okay, so after 2 seconds that get post will come and it will run. So this is how the this promise run in the case of resolve. So there is another case known as reject also. Let us see that case. So in that case, let me make it 4. So if I make it 4, now what will happen? 4 is greater than 4? No, it is false. So it will return the false. So this ternary operator will run and reject will run. So let me run it and see error, something went wrong, because this part, catch part got run and this was run. So this is promises, and this is much more cleaner than callback, and it doesn't have the issue of callback hell also. So in the modern day projects you will see this used a lot. Plus there is something known as async await that is even newer than this, but some people still prefer this because it was released in around 2015, and that async await was released in around 2018. You can use both of them. Both of them are in ES6 only. So somebody preferred this, somebody preferred that. Okay, so it is not like that. Okay, so this will soon see the other thing. There is another variance of promise known as promise.all, and it is used a lot in a Node.js code. I have seen that being used there, and it is for chaining purposes of different promises we chain together. So it gives the result after even the slowest one is resolved. So let's look into a promise JSPin. Go to JSPin, JavaScript output is there, and then Async JS promise.all we are going to see. So see, suppose const promise 1 equal to promise dot resolve. So we can directly resolve a promise also. Eat is there, const promise 2 equal to new promise resolve comma reject, and we can use it in one line also. Set time out resolve 3000 millisecond, and it will resolve to code, eat code. Okay, so why give this? I don't want to run with JS. Okay, let me copy it because we are going to have similar thing. Promise 3, it will be eat code sleep, and this one will be 4, and let this one be 2000, and let this be repeat, the famous light, eat code sleep repeat. Okay, so all is fine. Now promise dot all, and we have to pass it as an array. Promise 1 comma promise 2 comma promise 3 comma promise 4. Then we have this then statement dot then values. So it will get all the values is document dot body dot inner HTML equal to dollar values is there. Okay, so if I run with JS, this is 3000 millisecond, so this will be the slowest, and this this too will resolve as soon as possible, and after that repeat will be there, and then code will be there, but it will execute in the same order. So it is very important. So if I run with JS, okay, see, after 3 seconds it came exactly eat code sleep repeat, so in this order. So this is promise.all. So now we will see into another thing known as async await. So this is very popular. Async await is very popular, and it is even popular than promises, because it is also in ES6, but it was released around 2018, this async await, and some people like it more than promises. Means the syntax is much more easier. So for this we'll again take this example, and it is async await. Okay, so everything is same, but even the create post is create post will be same. Let me do it 5 again, so that okay. Now this is not called like this. Now what will happen? Let me remove this. then and all those things are not there. Okay, so we have a function async. So whatever function contains this async await means we can give await in front of anything which we know it's a promise based thing, it will take some time. So whatever function is there, we have to add async in front of it. Async function, generally we give it in a different function init, and like this. It will be, there is a bit less space, so let me remove this space. Okay, so await, so this is something which requires time. So what we're going to do, we are going to give await in front of it, and after this the get posts will run. Okay, get post will run after this. So it is sort of awaiting it, and now we have to call this function init, then run with JS and see it is done. So this is async await. It is and I think also this is much more easy than promises. So it actually await here and then go to the get post, and init is called. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to see async await example with fetch API. So fetch API is the inbuilt API in the browser through which you can hit any endpoint. So we'll do that. Async yes fetch. So there are some, this is mainly a sort of front end code. Instead of fetch, earlier we used to use Axios, but now fetch is inbuilt into the browser. Although it has got one more step, but it's okay. So what endpoint we are going to hit actually? So there is an endpoint JSON placeholder. This is very popular endpoint, JSON placeholder. It is sort of fake free API. You can hit it with things. So posts are there to do. So today we'll hit this users. Okay, so users, it's when you hit this endpoint, it will give us an array of object which has got different users details are there. So this we generally use a lot in while development. This, so async fetch. So async is again there, function fetch user. Okay, so it's better, it's actually two part, it does await two times. So that is how the API is built. So await, and we have to use fetch, and like this fetch is done. Okay, run with JS, I don't know want, and then whatever the result of it is there, const data equal to await of res.json. Okay, res.json is there, and then let output equal to empty string, and then just we got the data actually, that array of object, and then we have to loop through data dot for each item is output plus equal to bold, and I will give item dot name, bold will end here, and the paragraph. So item dot name, what is item dot name? See, everything has got a name, so I will give this, and item dot maybe email I will give, and p item dot email, p document dot body dot inner HTML equal to output, and now we'll call this fetch users, not it's user, it is user, but it should be users. Actually it should be plural. Okay, so now I will run it and see we are getting all the data. So this is how fetch API